Guys, we're back with another video, and today we are gonna be playing Grow a Car. Don't ask me how it works because I'm going to answer your question. Hold on. Boom, bap, bap. Boom, bap. Boom. Where is it? Boom. Guys, I'll be right back.
Okay? Still have that kid, baby.
Okay, it totally did stick up into the living room. After the living room for about a month or two.
What?
You should just go bait, Sims. 7 o'clock. It's 7:30, Sims. Just go and bait. Just go and bait. It's 7:30. Just go bait. Just go bait. You finish your snack when you come out the shower.
You're already in the bathroom, no?
Huh?
Sure your dad's not happy about that.
Guys, I am back and grow a car.
Why would it give me this much money? Okay, plot. Ooh. I get it. Yeah, I want a Porsche. 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 Pick up. Bimmy. Bimmy. Okay, use it on these guys, so. 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 So, 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 let me just stop at everything. Move, 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 move. So, come on. No, I'm bagging. No. Guys, I'm trying to start fresh. Guys, I'm trying to start off fresh here. I don't know what this is doing, but I'm gonna just do this. I wonder how long this is gonna take to sell. Can I just do like sell cars, like automatically or something? Like an automatic sell, like everything I click on gets like deleted if I press sell. Everything I clicked on. But of course it can't have that feature. I want to have this in the most orderly fashion as possible. I don't know why I have so many waggies. Oh, that's also good. No, that's good. Okay, yeah, so not that good probably. That's not that good. Boom. This is kind of helping for a while. Not helping. Advil.
Alright.
Saturday.
Sims,
Yeah?
let's go, let's go.
What?
You need your expertise.
Oh.
How am I supposed to do this without you? You're the professional with the scissors guy. You're the professional scissors guy.
Or I can just use my boots to
Um,
fill it.
Where's all the soccer shirts?
What do you mean?
Is there a pink messy?
Yeah. Yeah, they're all good. What do you
Is there another Lakers?
No.
Huh?
No.
Yeah. Yes, there was that.
Yeah?
Yeah, somewhere in my cabinet.
Okay, people. The flat, I'm surprised they didn't have none of the flat ones. But that's the new look, no?
The black Lakers?
No, they're flat.
If I'm not mistaken, this is supposed to. Oh, that we have a connecting. Yeah, like some sort of connecting.
Come open
One.
Hold on.
It was your friend is funny. Why is he wearing like a baby slippers? Huh?
it.
Huh?
I have zero.
And he's 6 foot so. Just him talking to the next to the short one will look like that actor dude there. He's like, you always asking for the help. I'll help you. You just have to ask me. You can't go in everywhere. Shameful going, I say, rough people, whatever. I guess I'm a crackhead. I can tell me all the time I'm a cracky myself. Big puppy? I'm a crackhead too. What's up, Bugsy? Ooh, how does that feel taking off the plastic?
Good.
Hmm.
Okay, so that is that is supposed to that you're supposed to. You're not supposed
Is it bent?
to. No. That just put it. Just put it. Hold on.
How does that make sense? Is there another piece in there? That makes sense, and then you push it up from the bottom,
Oh
right?
yeah. That you're right.
And then you bolt it from underneath. Turn it this way, and you bolt it from underneath.
Yeah.
Put on the plate and put on, no, plate first.
Wait.
That's what I would say. That's what buffers between the plastic.
move.
That's what buffers the plastic from the metal.
It's called a washer.
Huh?
It's called a washer.
Chips are good, man. Which chips are those? Papi.
Goodness. Good, bro.
Hmm?
Now what I'm just wondering is so that this goes on face.
Yes, you're right. The back piece first.
Because I'm not sure if this is the back piece.
Yeah, it is the back piece.
Is this? Dad, look, this.
Yeah, that's for the
What
front.
happened?
Yeah, I know.
No, that's for the front.
One of the holes for the back.
That's for the back.
No, the first piece of the back. Righty, what is it?
Righty,
Righty, tighty,
left
you.
loosey.
You have to meet the girl named Lucy.
Why would you do left loosey?
Wait.
Yeah, I forgot to say left. There should be something, there might, something on one of the plates.
Sometimes you have to tighten it left. If it's a rotating, something that rotates. It's supposed to the right, so you have to tighten this to the left. And now the front. Connector. And up. And up. And up. All open. And this piece goes at the top. Goodness. No. Watch the fan, don't blow and shit.
Huh? Huh? I mean?
Careful the fan doesn't blow stuff all over the place. Yeah.
Just waste. Raspberry. Then this is the waste one. Yeah. Oh, I need to place it. Yeah. Chaos. The second beast. Guys, when it said grow a car, I thought like, this is what I thought. Oh, there's gonna be like a seed that just grows a car. But no, but it's just actually you buy some stuff and then okay. So far I wanna. Okay, I think that's enough rows of Cybertrucks. So I'm gonna move on to this next waste. This might be the wacky. Ooh, it might be the Batman. Ooh, is it the Batman? Is it the Batman? Yep, it's the Batman. Oh, come on.
Sims,
Mm-hmm.
please go bed. It's getting late. Just go
I
bed.
know
Just go
that.
bed. You need
Like,
to come back and do all of that.
I just need
Plus,
to
you have
finish.
try on your shoes and everything.
I just need to finish
See what shoes
one
you-
more.
what
I
shoes-
just
choose
need.
the shoes to wear tomorrow.
I just need to finish something.
Okay, hurry up. Look what you're doing with this stuff. Come on. come. You have chocolate in your back pocket, though. You have chocolate in your back pocket.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
I know.
The bathroom door locked?
Huh?
The bathroom door locked?
I love investing in the U.S. market. In fact, U.S. stocks and ETFs make up about half of my portfolio.
So
But
that's
those
very
conversion
low.
fees can be very expensive for us Canadians. That's why it's so
I
important
just
to
put it
use
on.
the right brokerage. Hey
Yeah,
guys,
you
it's
saw
Nathan
yourself.
here, the Canadian in a t-shirt. And today, I'll break down why I use Mumu.
A dramatic turn of event on Monday, Iran fired as many as 6
Pick up the
missiles
shorts first.
targeting
Put up the
the
shorts up
Al
there.
Ubaid military base in
What's the
Qatar,
matter?
housing US troops.
Iran said it would retaliate, and tonight it did, launching missiles at US bases in Qatar, with air raid sirens also sounding in Bahrain, home to the US Fifth
You
Fleet.
wanna wear that shorts
The
tomorrow?
main US base
NBA?
in northeast Syria is also on full alert.
NBA?
Airspace over much of the region remains closed. The Al Udeid Air Base is the biggest US military
I'm going to
facility
get that
in the
money
region.
ready.
It's a key air and logistics hub with around
Okay.
10,000 American troops
Huh?
stationed there.
I got that.
Iranian state media
Looks like
said the Al-Assad air base in Iraq was also targeted, but there have been no reports of any explosions there.
Al
As
Udeid
long as
Air Base
I
is the
do it,
largest
better
U.S.
give me-
air base
give
in
me
the
the,
Middle
like,
East, with
70
10,000 troops estimated to be stationed there. The base is
hear
also
that you,
home to U.S.
scored?
Central Command's regional headquarters and command facilities
You
for
gotta call
special
for the ball.
forces.
You gotta point
The
that.
report comes
I did.
after Qatari authorities temporarily
Bring it up.
suspended air traffic
did?
in the country's airspace.
The move was believed to have been in retaliation of the US bombing of Iranian nuclear facilities on Sunday morning. Iran reportedly informed Qatar in advance its plans to fire missiles so that Qatar would take necessary
Dad,
actions. No
can I
damages
skip
or
this,
casualties were reported
Probably.
as all Iranian
Because it's
missiles
slimming
were
and I don't
reportedly
really-
shot down.
You
But
don't
the
wanna
move
swim?
is being termed as Iran's intention to
You said you
fight
like
back
swimming.
any
I
acts of
did, it's
aggression
just-
by Israel or its proxies, including the US.
Okay,
At
well,
least this
we'll
was
put it up in the
the
air.
assessment.
Captain, why would you want to swim?
However,
You
Donald
just
Trump
said, oh
took
dad,
to
I
social
miss
media
swimming in the morning at
and
school.
Iran
Now they're
for
going
advance
swimming and you don't want to swim.
And hope
Because
that this
I-
would
I
pave
don't
the way
feel like
for
swimming.
peace in the region. He wrote, and I quote,
Okay.
Iran has officially responded to our obliteration of their nuclear facilities with a very weak response, which we expected and have very effectively countered. There have been 14
Dad,
missiles fired,
you really
13
think I
were
wanna
knocked
be
down,
swimming in
and
a
one
pool
was set free because
full of
it was
guys?
heading in a non-threatening direction.
Really think I want to be
I'm
swimming
pleased to
in a
report
pool
that no
full of
Americans
guys
were
pulling,
harmed
are we?
No, there's gonna
expected
obviously there's gonna
and
be
have
other people there,
very
bro.
effectively countered. There have been 14
And then in the
missiles
past.
fired, 13
Yeah,
were
obviously
knocked
there's
down,
gonna be other
and
people
one
there.
was set free because it was heading
Did
in
you
a
not just see
non-threatening
what I
direction.
said?
I'm pleased to
In the
report
camp.
that no Americans were harmed
other
and
people that's gonna
hardly
be at the
any
pool.
damage was
Yeah,
done.
but I'm
Most
saying
importantly, they have
I
gotten it all
am
out
going.
of their
If
system,
I was going
and
to
there will
swim,
hopefully
do
be
you really think
no
I want
further
to be
hate.
in a
I
pool
want to thank
called
Iran for
surrounded,
giving us
me
early
being
notice,
surrounded
No.
which made it
by
possible
guys
for no lives to be
going
lost.
out.
No, we're Sigmas.
Missiles fired, 13 were knocked down, and one was set free because it was heading in a non-threatening direction. I'm pleased to report that no Americans were harmed and hardly missiles fired, 13 were knocked down, and one was. He wrote, and I quote, Iran has officially responded to our obliteration of their nuclear facilities with a very weak response, which we expected and have very effectively countered. There have been 14 missiles fired, 13 were knocked down, and one was set free because it was heading in a non-threatening direction. I'm pleased to report that no Americans were harmed and hardly any damage was done. Most importantly, they have gotten it all out of their system, and there will hopefully be no further hate. I want to thank Iran for giving us early notice, which made it possible for no lives to be lost and nobody to be injured. Perhaps Iran can now proceed to peace and harmony in the region, and I will enthusiastically encourage Israel to do the same. Thank you for your attention to this matter. End quote.
Now every Canadian can get $1,000 every day. It is quite easy to earn this amount in one day. No special skills or education.
In another post, Trump wrote, and I quote, "I would like to thank the highly respected Emir of Qatar for all that he has done in seeking peace for the region. Regarding the attack today at the American base in Qatar, I am pleased to report that in addition to no Americans being killed or wounded, very importantly, there have also been no Qataris killed or wounded. Thank you for your attention to this matter." End quote. He concluded it by saying, "Congratulations world, it's time for peace." The social media post came amidst reports in the Israeli media suggesting that Israel would end its offensives against Iran within days. Iran's retaliatory attacks have given rise to full-fledged war in the region.
Well, there was a time, not that long ago, 10, 15 years ago, when, for example, the late Saudi ruler, Crown Prince Abdullah, or King Abdullah as he became, was overheard on WikiLeaks, or it was leaked, saying, begging the Americans to, as he put it, cut off the head of the snake. In other words, hit Iran. Those days are long over. Saudi Arabia and Iran have had a rapprochement. They live in the same neighborhood. They don't want to go to war with each other. So there's a lot of ways that this could have been a whole lot worse. And I think there was an opportunity further down the line to revive diplomacy, if that's where it's left.
Lord Ricketts, a former national security advisor in the UK government, had this to say on the Iranian attacks.
Yeah, it sounds like it's perhaps a demonstration of capacity, that they may not have been intending that there would be massive damage, but to send a very clear signal that they are capable of doing more, and then report to their own publics that they've launched a very powerful attack, and perhaps hope that that's it, that it's dangerous and unpredictable territory.
The Saudi Kingdom had issued a strongly worded statement condemning Iran for its attack on the US base. It said, and I quote, "The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia condemns and denounces in the strongest terms the aggression launched by Iran against the sisterly state of Qatar, which constitutes a flagrant violation of international law and the principles of good neighborliness. It is unacceptable and cannot be justified under any circumstances." End quote. Qatar too has reacted angrily, as its statement read, and I quote, "The state of Qatar strongly condemns the attack that targeted Al Ubaid Air Base by the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. We consider this a flagrant violation of the sovereignty of the state of Qatar, its airspace, international law, and the United Nations Charter. We affirm that Qatar deserves the right to respond directly in a manner equivalent with the nature and scale of this." End quote. In 2022, Iran had responded with mild retaliation aimed at the US base in Iraq after informing the US about its plans. This was believed to be a face-saving exercise by Iran after Trump had General Qasem Soleimani, the head of Iran's Quds Force, assassinated in Iraq. As I said in my earlier video, a full-blown war with the US involvement in the Middle East would have had a monumental impact on the global economy, something that Trump, the businessman, has never supported. But this man is doing everything in his second term that he opposed in the past, so it was difficult to understand his mindset. Many believe that Trump's decision to use B-2 stealth bombers to target Iranian nuclear sites was performative rather than being consequential. They argue that Trump was simply trying to please Israelis by deploying the bombers only to miss the nuclear targets. This way, he was able to please Israelis as well as not inviting the wrath of the Iranians. Earlier today, Trump also went to social media to condemn former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev for suggesting that many countries were ready to provide Iran with nuclear warheads. Trump wrote on Truth Social, and I quote, "Did I hear former President Medvedev from Russia casually throwing around the N-word, nuclear, and saying that he and other countries would supply nuclear warheads to Iran? Did he really say that, or is it just a figment of my imagination? If he did say that, and if confirmed, please let me know immediately. The N-word should not be treated so casually. I guess that's why Putin is the boss." End quote. Medvedev has shared a series of social media posts on Twitter as he wrote, and I quote, "The enrichment of nuclear material, and now we can say it outright, the future production of nuclear weapons will continue." He was talking in the context of Iran. A number of countries are ready to directly supply Iran with their own nuclear warheads. End quote. Responding to Trump's social media post, the former Russian president then said that he wasn't talking about Russia providing those nuclear warheads to Iran, but other countries who weren't part of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, or the NPT. Meanwhile, the Iranians' decision to hit US military bases in Qatar sent shockwaves across the Gulf region. Pro-Israeli Bahrain had already shut down schools and colleges across the country as children were being taught remotely. Similar decisions were being taken by other Gulf countries. Qatar too announced the closure of its airspace, where said that it was also closing its airspace until further notice. I will leave you with this clip from Tucker Carlson. See how he reacted when he first learned about the Iranian attack on the US military base in Qatar. But more importantly, pay attention to what he says about the military base itself and why it exists in Qatar.
Some breaking news.
Criminals are using tools that allow them to roll back odometers
For a few $100, con artists can buy devices that will let them roll back thousands of miles instantly.
If you wanted to make this a brand new car, I can program 20 miles into it once I input my value, and now I'm showing 19 miles on the odometer.
The lower mileage would add $8,500 in value, since a car that appears to have less miles on it can be turned around and sold back to you for a higher price.
It's easier than ever for sellers and dealerships to roll back the odometers on their cars. You buy that car not knowing that you could get hit with thousands of dollars in repairs and much worse. I was a master mechanic for 10 years, and I'm going to show you how to spot odometer fraud before you buy your next car. Someone in the comments of my last video said they used this device. We're at the dealership right now. We're going to put this to the test and see if it actually works. So this thing plugs right into the diagnostic port. Every car after 1995, open the app, tap the scan, and let's see what it comes up with. So the app is telling me there's something very wrong. It says the car had 140,000 miles on it when it was last serviced. The dashboard says 65,000 miles. That's 75,000 miles less. How the heck can this car have less miles now than it did when it was serviced? Let me tell you, it can't. You would have bought this car for $25,000 and found out it's only worth $12,000 after all the hidden miles, losing you $13,000 the second you drove off with it. And if this would have happened when you were buying a BMW, Mercedes, or Lexus, this mistake would have cost you 20 or 30 grand. That's not it though. This tool also just saved me over $7,000 in unexpected repair bills. How do I know that? Because Fixed is telling me the transmission needs serious repair. But as you can see, there's no light on the dashboard telling you this. According to the app, the seller turned off the check engine light 5 miles away. If you bought this car, you'd be stuck paying your local mechanic big money to fix this. Between the $13,000 lost in value and the $7,000 in needed repairs, you're now out 20 grand. It's a common scam that's literally bankrupting you. This happens all the time, but you don't have to let it happen to you. You can easily avoid a $20,000 mistake with this little tool that's on sale now for less than $25. Fixed lets you scan any vehicle on the spot, letting you know if there's any issues with the car. So you don't have to blindly hand over your money and hope that the car you're buying doesn't have any hidden mechanical issues. But this is where it gets really interesting. Fixed will also accurately predict how much these issues will cost you to fix. It even tells you the maximum amount you should be paying for that car. This gives you more negotiating power, so you'll pay way less than you would have paid otherwise. But that's not all it does. The Fix Report makes it easy to get the complete vehicle history, telling you if the car has any accidents, structural damage, or theft. You can continue to use Fix with diagnosed issues even after you buy your car. And with unlimited scans, you'll save hundreds on dealership diagnostic fees. Fix tells you the upcoming maintenance the car needs and the cost, so you aren't blindsided by expensive maintenance bills after you buy the car. This thing even reminds you when to change your oil, tires, battery, and windshield oil. And if you want to turn the light off after you fix something, you no longer need to pay the dealership $150 to clear the light for you. And with this, you just press a button on the app to clear the light and you're done.
What now?
This is just sad on every level. This is the Telegraph. Look, I don't know if this is true or not. Explosions have been heard over Doha, Qatar, after Iran launched a missile attack on the U.S. base there. Western officials told Axios that Iran had fired 6 missiles toward at least one U.S. base in that Gulf country. That base exists to protect Israel, by the way. I know Barry Weiss is constantly attacking Qatar. Qatar has done more to defend Israel. But anyway, hosting this base, which they don't need at all, it's the richest country in the world. They don't need to do it, they're doing it to be nice. Anyway, sorry, this is so distressing.
Have Americans been killed?
Officials said earlier that the base located just outside Doha was facing incredible threat. Trump officials are convening in D.C. The base is home to CENTCOM's HQ. British military personnel also served in a rotation. Many planes have been moved out recently, satellite imagery shows. So that's all we know. It's so distressing. It's so
Who could have seen this coming? Who could have seen it coming?
Well, I'll just say, I just want to say that it should go without saying that I'm praying for the success of, whatever America does, because I'm praying for America. But
Not listen.
concerned too.
Listen and
And I
watch.
hope that people who have audiences will be
Exactly that.
responsible and just remember,
Okay,
yo, short, you're gonna have to give an account. Like, try to be honest, try to be humane, try to care about other people. I don't know. So that's my view.
That's it from me. Thank you very much for your support of this platform and our
I thought she went
journalism on
outside.
buymeacoffee.com and Patreon. If you do think that our journalism is worth supporting, then you too should consider becoming part of it. Details
A
are
simple
there in the
question.
description of this video. In the meantime, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, because that's one of the many ways you can support independent journalism. God bless you all.
This tiny cooling device beats expensive AC units and works even when the power goes out. It's smaller than a lunchbox, cools any room within 3 minutes, and uses 98.7% less energy than your AC. It was invented by a former NASA engineer from Toronto, and it's now taking Canada by storm. Steve designed this device after a citywide power outage left him, his wife, and elderly mother without AC in the searing summer heat. With inside temperatures reaching 32 degrees, Steve took matters into his own hands. The result is an ingenious invention that's destroying the $5 billion AC industry, helping families around the country. Having worked on cooling systems for deep space rockets at NASA, he reverse engineered the existing aircon unit in his house and was able to build a more efficient cooling device. It sucks in the surrounding hot air, passes it through a liquid compressed cooling cartridge, and then blasts cold air back into the room. Immediately after he turned it on, temperatures in the sweltering hot living room plummeted from 34 to 17 degrees in just 3 minutes. Amazed at the results, Steve put his prototype through controlled testing. His invention cooled down a 37 square feet room by 30 degrees in minutes, keeping it cool using only 2.3% of the electricity of regular AC units. Weighing just 1 kilo, the small and lightweight design allowed the device to run for over 12 hours, recycling the air already generated to create a non-stop loop of cold air that's 99% efficient. It didn't take long before greedy AC companies lined up to license Steve's invention. Worried they would inflate prices and take advantage of homeowners, Steve decided to partner up with independent engineers and trustworthy ex-workers instead. Together, they developed this prototype and readied it for mass production. It's called Mini Portable Cooler, and it cools down rooms rapidly using only tiny amounts of electricity. By recycling cold air, practically no energy is wasted. Just plug it in for continuous non-stop cooling in any room of your house, or charge it through USB to stay cool anywhere you go for over 12 hours. It's smaller, lighter, more efficient, and 98.7% less expensive than regular AC units. It also outperforms any plug-in fan in side-by-side testing and doesn't make any noise. The brilliant cooling technology passes water over a precision-engineered liquid compression cartridge and cools rooms within minutes. Just fill it with tap water and plug it in to start blasting out icy, cool air practically for free, and works in rooms of up to 37 square meters. If you already have an AC, use this instead to save energy. It's much cheaper and just as effective. People all around the world are choosing the more affordable.
Yes, he's using a Dorilla pillow. How can you tell? Have you heard about Dorilla Ergo? It's the cutting-edge ergonomic pillow that people actually...
Live from New York, it's the show that celebrated a Thunder victory by wearing shorts to the office. Shorts.
Is it not summer? Is it not basically 100 degrees outside? Feels like 100.
AW Brew has some oddly, almost like puritanical rules about what men wear to the office.
Wearing shorts?
I don't even, you can't believe it.
I used to go on the air with shorts.
Yeah.
And I'd be dressed from the waist up.
Yeah.
Suit, shirt, tie,
You never
and
saw
shorts.
when back when we were on Zoom when he would stand up after the show and he'd be wearing like some and one mixtape shorts?
That really
Our first things first, starting with the champions. Thunder rolled to a 14-point victory. SGA at 29, 12 assists, playoff high for him. Regular season MVP, finals MVP, first-time champion.
Quick stat correction. Turns out it was a 12-point victory.
Someone stepped on a line or something? Must have been one of those stat corrections. What was your number one takeaway from the victory?
I hate to do it to you, Kevin Wilds. Defense wins championships.
That's why. You get that's literally what I did. That's why I have written down.
I know you made up that slogan. But that's my biggest takeaway. I know the big three of Chet, SGA, Jalen combined for what, 67 points yesterday. But that defense that led them to 68 wins, that led them to the NBA Finals, is what got them the championship. And it was the key to the whole series. Yesterday, they forced, I was saying it every game, Indiana can't turn the ball over, and if you do, you can't let them score in transition. They forced 23 turnovers yesterday, OKC, and scored 32 points on those turnovers. That's the same exact thing they did in Game 5. Those were the two pivotal games in the series. They go up 3-2 in Game 5. They win yesterday. The same exact numbers. Number of turnovers, number of points off turnovers. So that enabled them to withstand. SGA, look, he was great 29 and 12. But he shot 8 for 27. That's 29%. Correct. The team, Indiana, shot better from the field, better from three, better from the free throw line, and out-rebounded OKC without Halliburton. And still lost because of the turnover. So, and I know we don't get to the dynasty stuff, but I would just
Mom?
say this. If you look
I
at
just...
not necessarily all, but most of the recent
Mom,
dynasties,
can you cut my
the Jordan
toenails?
Bulls, the Steph, Warriors,
Thanks, Mom.
the LeBron and Wade in Miami, those were based on defense. Obviously, you had great offensive players, but those were great defense every single year. And so that's a good sign for this OKC team to maybe do something in the future. But that's what it was. It was the defense.
Do you want to build on that, KW?
Sorry.
Build on my idea.
All right. No, I have some OKC's ranks this season, defensive ranks. In the regular season, they had the best defensive rating. In the playoffs, they had the best defensive rating. On steal goals first, second in the playoffs. Steals, which you talked about a little bit, first and first. So I always have a backup take. Yeah. The other biggest takeaway from last night or OKC's season was they were good all year long. And for how much drama this playoffs had, like, guess who ended up winning? The team we thought was going to win in October. So I was surprised that they've had this level of consistency, a little bit of help, luck, but they've been good this whole time, defensively, offensively. They've just done
But I think despite that, they didn't skate through the playoffs, right? You know what I mean? Like they faced elimination twice in these playoffs. It was weird. They had kind of 2 easy rounds and every other. It was easy, very difficult, easy, very difficult. And this series ended up following the exact same pattern. of the Denver series as far as wins and losses, flow, and the Game 7 ultimately being a blowout.
Injury being a factor.
Right, and an injury being a factor, obviously, in different ways. But we all had kind of cousins of the same team because it's the right team. They won the exact way they were supposed to, torturing the other team defensively. And the way OKC, the reason they won 68 games was not because, even though Shea was great almost not every game, but basically he was wildly consistent. The difference for them in the regular season was this: if we're having a good offensive game, we will blow you out, and if we're having a mediocre offensive game, we'll beat you by 6 to 10 because the defense was always there. And Drew's point about the stats being all equal or favoring Indiana, I can show it to you because look, as field goal percentage, essentially equal. 3-pointers made, equal. Free throws made, equal. Offensive rebounds, essentially equal. So how do you win? You take 17 more shots. It's the field goal attempts. They got 17 more shots than Indiana. And that's because of the line above it. Indiana had 15 more giveaway possessions than OKC did. That was the game. And as I was saying, I forget which series we first started talking about this, but where I said they are the first team for me since the 90s Bulls that with consistency can go on these 12-2 or 18-3 runs that are based purely on defense. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what they did from the end of the third quarter. Let me just show real quick through. End of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter. It was a 4-point game. Even
Well, guys,
now, with 4 minutes left.
if you like the stuff I got, make sure to like and subscribe. I will see you next time. See you.